Hi everyone, Melanie here. Today I'm going to attempt to answer some of the questions that we've had about one of our more popular birthday cakes, as well as address the techniques that we used in creating the cake. I have a picture here of it. It is a fabulous, may I add, Louboutin pump atop of a lovely pink Persian pillow. The questions that are so commonly asked are, is the pump edible? How did you make it? And what is it made of? So in an attempt to address those questions, first I will say that it is 100% edible. It's made from chocolate. We try to make about 95% of our cake edible products, meaning chocolate, cake itself, and every once in a while we will substitute crispy treats in. We try not to use those too much, but indeed we do. The other 5%, if you're asking yourself, what is that? Of course, it's usually the supports and the board that the cake itself sits on. Okay, so with that, the actual mold that we use to make the shoe is a candy mold, which I'm sure you are probably familiar with. If not, you want to get familiar with it. It's fantastic. We bought this mold where we buy the majority of our molds at Sugarcraft online. And the name and number of the mold is actually Life of the Party, and it's mold number 08886. Okay? We happen to have chosen white chocolate to cast this particular shoe in simply because the cake itself was a white cake. Had we done the cake in red velvet or perhaps a chocolate cake, we would have used your typical milk chocolate or even dark chocolate to cast in, based on the likes or dislikes of our clients, of course, as well too. Now, you'll notice that on this mold, this is a very classic stiletto where it's rounded tip. Nothing overly stylish, kind of old school. But of course now these days, ladies, you'll know that a lot of the pumps that we see out on the market in the fashions are very chic and elegant. It tends to be a little bit more elongated and a little more pointed. So all we literally did in this case to adjust this to the trends that we see so much today is take a piece of cardboard, and or in this case oak tag, and we literally just cut out a triangle. Okay, we kind of rounded the triangle out just a little bit on the tip so that you got a little bit more fashion, a little bit more attitude. And then, of course, we cut a U-shaped structure in the top where the foot would actually fit into the shoe from the top. Okay, and you see here, we literally just cut it out on symmetrical, just like a paper doll, so that we have a 100% symmetric image here. Now, if you just refer back to the mold, of course, because we don't have the actual candy cast here with us, and just kind of imagine along with us, we literally out of gum paste and or fondant cut this particular triangle shape. And then I'm folding it here just so you can kind of get my point here. We took it from just a very stunted kind of rounded tip to a more elongated Louboutin-esque shoe, and hopefully this is kind of making sense for you. We literally cut this piece out of gum paste and fondant. If you're using more fondant, you're definitely going to want to give your finished product a lot more time to dry, as we all know that fondant tends to be a little bit more difficult than gum paste. But if you don't have gum paste, and or if gum paste is running at a premium, it's always good to mix gum paste with like a 50% fondant mix and a 50% gum paste mix. In this case, we wanted to dry hard and we wanted it to dry quickly, so we used 100% gum paste. And then from there, we just went on to add additional details such as our isomalt rhinestones. I don't know if you can see it in this. You can always check this out a little bit better on our Facebook page as well too. Okay, so hopefully that addresses the questions about the shoe itself. Another good thing to note about this particular cake too is what you may not necessarily think about is the weight of chocolate itself. It's very heavy. So we didn't just sit this shoe directly onto the cake. We actually used a series of different straws and dowels that we put literally underneath the main pressure points of the shoe. So if I'm looking at it here, we literally under the heel, because if you think about it, the heel is going to spike directly down into the cake under the pressure of the chocolate. And then of course underneath the base, or should we say sole, of the Louboutin shoe too, we set a nice support there too. We delivered the cake unconstructed, meaning the shoe was set aside from the cake, and once we arrived to the destination where the cake was going to be set up, we constructed it there on the premises. Okay, so if there's any more questions or anything else, any comments about this particular cake, please feel free to drop us a line at info@sweetthingblackorchid.com, or of course on our Facebook page, which are the words sweet and thing together, space, and then black and orchid together. Thank you so much again for all of the great, fantastic comments about this cake and others, and we look forward to working more with you. Thanks so much and take care.